They're the future of Cambodia. This is Southeast Asia's most youthful population. More than a third of Cambodians are between 10 and 24 years old, the UN definition of a young person. A young society can bring many benefits: fresh ideas, a plentiful workforce, optimism for the future. They have the potential to take the country forward. But there are challenges too. One legacy of 3 decades of conflict is the lack of support and guidance from the older generation. And rapid social and economic development has taken many young people a long way from home and their families. Making the right decisions can be difficult, even with those stabilising influences. And young people may find themselves in risky situations. For some, this isn't a choice. Mainstream development efforts have overlooked many young people, leaving them in vulnerable situations. The hazards include unsafe sexual practices, sexual exploitation, drug addiction, alcohol use, and HIV infection. And those who find themselves in trouble often don't know what to do. The government, NGOs and the UN work together to assess the challenges facing Cambodia's young people in risk situations. The aim was to find out what could be done to help them and how they could avoid HIV infection.
So if everyone is about 24, then this place will be excluded from.
The Ministry of Education, Youth and Sport brought together a steering committee with representatives of the government and local and international organisations with an interest in HIV prevention and young people's development. They agreed on the aims for the survey.
And the design phase, we did not design to calculate a sample size to measure provincial HIV prevalence.
The stakeholders hoped the survey would help to shape the national response to support and protect young people most at risk and give information to policymakers and programme planners. Any lessons learned from the way the survey was carried out could also be passed on.
63 clusters or hotspots will be selected.
The first step was to identify where Cambodia's most at-risk young people could be found. The steering committee decided to look at hotspots where young people get together. They included everything from bars and karaoke places to snooker clubs, parks and computer game shops. These are important to young people because they're places where they can hang out with their friends. They're also where new friendships and relationships start. Then there are places where young people dependent on drugs or forced into sex work can be found. The survey identified 8 provinces where there was a higher likelihood of finding young people in risky situations: buying or selling sex, using drugs or drinking alcohol, having unprotected sex, and sexual violence. The survey aimed only to cover Cambodia's most at-risk young people, not the entire youth population, and because it focused on 8 provinces, it wasn't nationally representative. But as almost everyone who was asked to take part agreed, it should be an accurate picture of the situation in the areas covered. Khana, the Khmer HIV/AIDS NGO Alliance, carried out the survey. It started by mapping the hotspots that would be used. Almost 3 dozen young field workers spent more than 2 weeks assessing and choosing locations. 4 days of training followed for the data collectors who would gather the information. A structured questionnaire was their main tool, and there would also be a small number of focus groups and in-depth interviews. 2 experienced researchers gave them guidance and support.
Còn từ chứ á, con còn đâm thay cái lại nè để dân ai tôi xử vài nó xử nhập do con chân. Dạ, phần tay và dân xua bị hướng xử vài con phim kia mình nó gọi là đằng này.
Và từ đây này càng kê bọn dương đó cứ chọn đăng vì hướng càng rất bỏ qua kẹt tông đăng hướng 7-4 lần về điều sổ ra về cả đồng khê về điều tự nhiên hai năng về phí hướng chọn đăng bằng phí ạc xây bỏ qua tới xử vài nó
យើងចុះធ្វើការហ្នឹងគឺយើងមានវគ្គ training មួយចំណាយពេល 4 ថ្ងៃចាប់ពីថ្ងៃទីដំបូងគឺយើងនិយាយអំពីគោលបំណងនៃការធ្វើការចុះស្រាវជ្រាវរបស់យើងហើយបន្តមកទៀតគឺយើងមានការ training ពីទូនាទីផុសជាអ្នកសម្ភារហើយទូនាទីជាអ្នក supervisor
And then they set off 3 weeks on the road at the start of 2010, heading for more than 250 survey locations across the 8 provinces. Each of the 4 data collection teams had 5 members, including a supervisor to ensure quality and detect errors.
Dương mau nó cứ dương mau checkជាមួយនឹង time location ហើយនឹងបើសិនជាកន្លែងខ្លះគេអនុញ្ញាតគឺយើងធ្វើតែម្ដងពីព្រោះនេះជាបទពិសោធន៍ដែលយើងធ្វើច្រើនកន្លងមកហើយទាំង8ទាំង7ខែកន្លងមកនោះគឺវាដូចគ្នាអញ្ចឹងបានយើងតែងតែជ្រើសយកពេលវេលាមុនអ្វីដែលយើងបាននិយាយបង្ហាញនៅក្នុង frame យើងហ្នឹងគឺថាជាមុនកន្លងមក
As soon as the team arrives at a hotspot, they look to strike up conversations with young people. More than 95% of those asked to take part in the survey agreed, an extremely high rate of acceptance. The teams work long hours into the night, but this is an important way to get the information they need. Many hotspots are at their most active in the evening.
ម៉ោង 5 កន្លះឯជិត 6 ហ្នឹងគេចាប់ផ្ដើមម៉ោងអង្គុយ1ហើយរហូតមកដល់យប់ពេលហ្នឹងចាប់ផ្ដើមសពោអតិថិជនអាចមករកសេវាខារ៉ាអូខេក្ដីមានផឹកស៊ីគ្រឿងក្លែមអីក្ដីហ្នឹងគឺទាំងវ័យចំណាស់ពិសេសគឺវ័យ 20 ជាងអាយុវ័យក្មេងៗក្រោម 15 ឆ្នាំអីមិនសូវមាន
ខ្ញុំកំពុងតែ transcript ចេញពី tab វិញគឺ transcript index ដែលនៅក្នុងពេញដែលពួកខ្ញុំបានធ្វើឲ្យនៅក្នុងពេញដល់កំពុងតែ transcript វាចេញវិញហើយចិត្តចប់ហើយជាចប់ជប់ហ្នឹងពួកខ្ញុំនឹងបន្ត transcript រហូតដល់ម៉ោងប្រហែលជាអាចម៉ោង 10 បានប្រហើយ
ការងារមួយចំនួនយើងអាចឲ្យក្រុមទាំង 4 នាក់ដែលជាអ្នកធ្វើ qualitative ហ្នឹងគឺធ្វើដោយផ្ទាល់ជានិច្ចកាលយើងបំរុងស្រី 2 ប្រុស 2 ទៀតចុះទៅវាចំណេញពេលដែលទៅវាគឺគេស្ដាប់ tab ហើយគេសរសេរលើដាក់กระดาษតែម្ដងហើយអត់ខាតពេលទេពេលដែលគេទៅសម្ភាស hotspot គេសម្ភាសទៅពេលដែលគេអត់ទាន់ដល់ពេលគេសម្ភាសគេអង្គុយស្ដាប់ tab ហើយគេសរសេរដៃបន្ទាប់មកបានមកដល់កន្លែងគឺគេចាប់បានវាយនឹងជាមធ្យោបាយមួយដែលខ្ញុំរៀបចំចាត់ចែងដើម្បីឲ្យយើងចំណេញពេលវេលាយើងគ្រប់គ្រងពេលវេលាបាន
The picture builds. Some of it is reassuring, other parts more worrying. One thing which stood out was the attitude of the young people interviewed towards education. Very few saw it as valuable, and some said education was no guarantee for success in life. In-depth interviews with a small number of participants grouped by age and sex added detail to the bare data provided by the structured questionnaire. But there are several things which are important to these young people. They say they're looking for happiness, and they don't think that will come from education. They also don't believe it'll bring them money. Instead, they're on the lookout for new experiences, and they'll often follow whatever their friends are doing. Looking cool is extremely important to them, to fit in as well as to show off. Friends and other people of the same age have a great impact on their lives. What their peer group does can influence or even pressure young people to follow. The choices which some young people feel pressured into making can be harmful. More than 9 out of 10 boys and young men said they drank alcohol, and so did more than 2/3 of the female respondents. Drug use was much less common. The vast majority said they didn't take illegal substances, but more than 1 in 10 young men did, and they showed a worrying lack of knowledge about the downsides, while believing that drugs could help anything from skin complexion to sexual performance. Drugs and alcohol may lead to greater harm, including HIV infection. Young people who use them are more likely to be in sexual relationships, but while 4/5 of sexually active male respondents reported buying sex in the past year, only around half of them always used a condom with their sweethearts. The potential for HIV transmission is clear, though not necessarily to the young people themselves. Fewer than 1 in 5 of them had taken an HIV test in the past 12 months. Knowing where to get information or help is one of the keys to preventing HIV infection, but the young people most at risk made it clear that current programs were failing to reach them. They were also hesitant to use the public facilities they did know about. Confidentiality was a big concern. More than half the young people said they worried that other members of the community would discover their problem, and that might put them off using health services. For the young research teams carrying out the survey was an eye-opening experience.
Tripនៅកំពង់ចាមនោះគឺយើងអត់ទាន់យល់ច្បាស់អំពីអ្វីដែលយើងត្រូវនិយាយទៅយុវវ័យនៅក្នុងដែលយើងត្រូវជួបជាមួយនេះហើយមកដល់ពេលនេះគឺវាធ្វើឲ្យយើងកាន់តែងាយស្រួលទៅធ្វើឲ្យការងាររបស់យើងកាន់តែរលូនទៅពីព្រោះយើងបានយល់អំពីពាក្យមួយចំនួនដែលយុវវ័យប្រើនៅក្នុងប្រទេសកម្ពុជាយុទ្ធសាស្ត្រក្នុងការទំនាក់ទំនងជាមួយនឹងយុវវ័យទាំងអស់នោះ និយាយទៅខ្ញុំបានយល់ដឹងច្រើនអំពីការចុះ research ហ្នឹង project ហ្នឹងគឺខ្ញុំបានយល់អំពីទីថាយុវវ័យតម្រូវការយុវវ័យពួកគាត់ក្នុងកំឡុងពេល10ទៅ24ឆ្នាំហ្នឹងគាត់ធ្វើអ្វីខ្លះអេយ៉ាបត់ក្នុងនាមយើងជាយុវវ័យនឹងធ្វើអ្វីខ្លះដែលតាក់ទងនឹងបញ្ហាទី1ការប្រើប្រាស់ថ្នាំញៀនការប្រើប្រាស់គ្រឿងស្រវឹងមួយទៀតគឺសុខភាពបន្តពូជជាពិសេសហ្នឹងគឺតំបន់ hotspot ខ្ញុំមិនដែរស្គាល់ទេតែជីកាត់ហ្នឹងក៏អត់ចង់ជីកាត់ដែរតែពេលនេះស្គាល់ហើយ Back
at base, it's time to crunch the numbers. The data processing personnel have received special training and they enter the results of each questionnaire twice to ensure accuracy. Clear findings came out of the data and the in-depth interviews and focus groups, and they point the way to help Cambodia's most at-risk young women and men. Existing or new services should be tailored to look at young people's involvement with unsafe sex and alcohol and drug use. Any programs should be in a form young people at risk can understand and take an all-round view of their problems, connecting them quickly to the help they need. A comprehensive approach should include better access to harm reduction and voluntary community-based drug treatment services, and improved social and medical services to deal with sexually transmitted infections, contraception and HIV-related issues. Making things better for young people at risk will depend to a great degree on improved solidarity and social acceptance. Otherwise, they may continue to fall through the development cracks in Cambodia. Young people do sometimes behave in a way that puts them at risk of contracting HIV. Peer pressure, curiosity, or just the natural recklessness of youth may all play a part, but many have been driven to the edge by social, economic and family problems. A lack of educational and employment opportunities, as well as weakened family and social support systems, have contributed to disillusionment and defiance in many young people. Taking risks is their way of expressing that, and doing so may not be a question of choice. Whatever the reasons, social condemnation and exclusion won't bring about effective solutions. This survey has given important insights into young people's behaviour related to drug and alcohol use and unsafe sexual practice. What's needed now is bold action to respond to the real needs of young women and men and protect their rights.